In this video we are finally back at Whiteland Restorations. It has been several weeks to do more work on the Pajero. Now there's a load of painting and stuff underneath it I need to do, but we've got terrible weather. You can probably hear it. It's absolutely pouring down today. So as the car is thankfully undercover but still damp, we're not going to be doing that today. Instead, we're going to try and use electric power to derust the brakes. So here we have them all connected up, ready to go in the dip.
They've already been in the dip.
Well, yes, they have already been in the dip. We forgot to film it. So we're reapplying them to the dip. The dip being nothing more than water at this stage.
Yeah.
So very briefly, what are we doing? Rust removal by electrolysis, hence the battery charger, the bucket, the anode, which is this steel bar here.
Yeah.
And soda crystals.
Soda crystals, just a bit of soap to turn this into an electrolyte.
Okay.
Very technical, 1 tablespoon per litre.
Okay.
There's a lot of litres in there, so we need a lot of teaspoons. I don't think you can overdo it, so we're just going to do that much. Super scientific.
So you've done a full video on this on your channel.
A very brief introduction. It was only like 5 minutes long.
Okay.
It's just a quick guide to electrolysis.
But the idea is that the rust comes off these parts and is attracted to the stick. Yeah. Cool.
I think we're ready to. Might give that a bit of a stir, and then we're ready.
Yeah, this isn't going to happen immediately. It's not like we flick the button and bang, everything's clean. We're leaving them for 24 hours.
Probably a day. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see what difference it makes. Well, there we go. We've only just turned it on. We can see things bubbling away quite merrily already. So the rust will get pulled off these parts and attracted to the anode over here, which has already got some green scummy bits attached to it. And we'll rotate everything so it's closer to ensure good coverage. But otherwise, we've just got to wait about a day. All right then, well, splashed my way back in today. Yet more flooding, but thankfully all relatively dry, apart from in this bucket where we have
scum water.
Scum. So that's looking absolutely revolting.
Quite interesting. You can see the way the current's swirling the water around.
So it is all moving around, but you've adjusted anode position a few times.
To try and get full coverage. It's been off overnight, but it was on all day yesterday. So let's have a little look.
Yep, make it safe and see what's going on.
Right, so it looks the same, but as you can see already...
Yeah, already starting to come off.
The rust is coming off. A little wiry brushy thing. It's coming off in masses, chunks. Yeah. So it does leave a black finish, the electrolysis, but it doesn't seem to be rust anyway.
Cool. Well, I'll have a busy session with the wire brush, and we'll see what it looks like after that.
Like I say, it's just flaking off now, though.
Yeah.
The bad.
And there's plenty of stuff already floating around. There's a bit of silt in the bottom of the tank.
Look at the way it comes off.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get scrubbing. Well, for a good session with a wire brush, including this adapter here, which really does a good job of getting right into the bits where the pads sit. These are cleaned up really nicely. They're not looking brand new, but from where they were, it's a lot better. So, you know, the wire brush still had work to do, but yeah, cleaned up very nicely. This doesn't matter, that is not a key surface. The key surfaces are the flats here, where the bracket mounts to the car, and likewise on the caliper. And yeah, it's trying to clean out here, the pot. You can see the pot's gone a little surface rusty. We've been exposed to water, but the area where the seal sits looks like it should be okay. So the fact we've got sort of scuffs and stuff, and muck, oh well, that seems to have cleared off with the treatment. In here doesn't really matter. It's not there that's important. It's here, right on the edge. So hopefully that'll be all right. Naturally, I left all the caliper rebuild stuff at home. So we cleaned the calipers up. We've now got some cure rust going on just to try and keep everything nice. So it looks rather too purple at the moment, but that should cure to black. So nothing to do now, but wait. Well, after a lunch break, they're mostly dry, but I think they're looking quite nice, aren't they? It's quite a nice finish that has given it. There's some areas I may need to touch up, but to be honest, I'm not that fussed about how these calipers actually look. The main thing was cleaning up things like the area where the pads are going to sit to ensure that they can move back and forth quite nicely. So yeah, very pleased with this. Thanks to Lewis for suggesting the Q rust as an extra layer. I think that has made all the difference. And yeah, very pleasing, because initially I thought I was going to have to scrap these because the pistons were a mess. But of course, what I didn't really remember is the piston doesn't touch the bore. It's not like the piston on a car. All it touches is the seal that sits here, and that's what it rides on. So as long as the seal sits flush, the caliper will work. So yeah, encouraging progress. So during lunch I went home and grabbed my box of bits that I'd left home earlier, and unfortunately Autodoc have sent the wrong parts. 65 quid kit. The pads actually lists just the IO and pin in, which is the next size up, and they do not fit. The pistons are too big. That's one of the piston boxes, and the brake pads also way too big. Let's pull one out just to show you. I'm not sure what to do now, because I don't really want to get into the faff of having to return stuff to Germany. But I've double checked the website again, and that part number on these pads is, they do say yes, that will fit your vehicle. But if we grab one of the caliper carriers, we can see that the pads simply don't fit. It's too big, and it's not surprising, because this is the old pad, and we can see, if I line up that side, there is quite the difference. But you can tell how jammed this was. Look at the uneven wear on that pad. It must have been sitting all crooked in the caliper. So, dearie me, there's definitely work to be done here. So that's going to hold proceedings up. We still haven't got any brakes on the Pajero, and I can't easily do anything about it. I'm going to have to try and find the right part numbers and get the right parts. Very, very frustrating. This is entirely why we bought the Citroen Berlingo, was to avoid problems like this. The Berlingo, you can get parts locally, the local motor factors, E&M, and everything is quite easy. But I don't think they'd have such a jolly time trying to find parts for the Pajero Junior. All a bit frustrating. By the way, lots of interesting stuff going on here at Whiteland Restorations. Sneaky preview. E30 is undergoing some love at the moment. Ooh, very, very exciting. Lewis also put up a fascinating video about this Frog Eye Sprite. Look, it looks like the panel gaps have been drawn on. That's how clean and tight they are. So a very interesting video on the Whiteland Restoration channel. Ta-da! They do mugs as well. And fantastic head torches. So yeah, go and check that out. We are hugely grateful to Whiteland Restorations for letting us work here. But yeah, my work's at an end. We've got a bit of a busy one in here, as you can see. It's full of cars, so I can't actually get the Pajero in. So even if I got the calipers finished, I couldn't get them on today. But yeah, having the wrong parts is just a kick in the teeth. Very frustrating. So I'm going to have to go and do more searching. I'm on Berlingo repairs tomorrow, and then I've got to get it new tyres, so I don't think I'm going to get down here tomorrow at all, and then Friday we're away for a few days again, hopefully in the Berlingo, because I can't afford to drive to Fairmont much further. So fingers crossed for that to all go well tomorrow, and then we'll be back on the Pajero again next week. But there's other things to do. Mo, the apprentice here, is probably going to tackle the welding on the inner sills. Much as we'd love to do it ourselves, I'm starting to get a bit nervous that I'd be using Lewis's wonderful kit, and I'm just too scared of breaking it and causing problems. And really, I just want to keep that project moving, and hopefully a day or two of Mo will have those sills sorted, and we can start moving on. Remember, we're not going for show worthy, we just want to get it on the road really, but not on the road in a just lashed together enough. We know we're trying to do what we're doing properly, but we're also trying not to do a full restoration, because full restoration gets very involved very, very quickly. This car has gone through all of that, and yeah, we haven't got the budget or time to do that, so very much hoping to crack on. So yeah, bit of a disappointing end to this one. I'd hoped to finish this one with a bit more progress, but yeah, there we go. Sometimes things don't work out well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget you can head to the Hubnut store or the Whiteland Restoration store, depending on your preference, and buy some lovely merchandise. It really supports us, especially in January. It's the hardest month for YouTubers because the ad income just goes completely missing. And yeah, we shall see you in a future video. Farewell. Good soup.